Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Football. So the Champions League draw has taken place. We know the path for every team all the way to the final. So my first question for you guys before you even check out the draft, which team are you going to be tripling up on or quadrupling up on? So obviously in the round of 16, just like the knockout playoffs, the last round, you can pick 4 players from one team. So are you going to be picking any four players from any team? Let me know which team that will be. And obviously from the draw, let me know which team you think will actually surprise people. So this is the draw. We have PSG against Liverpool. Some would say if PSG beat Liverpool, that would be a surprise, but maybe not. Club Brugge against Aston Villa. Club Brugge have already beaten Aston Villa this season, and recently they eliminated Atalanta from the knockout playoffs. So could Club Brugge beat Aston Villa there? Real Madrid against Atletico. Everyone expects Real Madrid to go through. They're the kings of Europe, but could Atletico Madrid surprise them? I've seen Atletico Madrid's games around that period. They'll also play Barcelona 3 times in different competitions. So it's going to be a hard task for Atletico Madrid. PSV against Arsenal. Would you expect PSV to surprise Arsenal in that fixture? Benfica against Barcelona. And again, another game that has already been played this season. Benfica was so close to beating Barcelona until Barcelona scored late on in that fixture. And then we have Dortmund against Lille. Which one is a surprise? Is Dortmund beating Lille the surprise? Is Lille beating Dortmund the surprise? Who knows? Bayern Munich against Leverkusen. This is a German derby, just like the Spanish derby between Madrid, the Madrid teams. Would Leverkusen beating Bayern Munich? Would it surprise you? And they'll also final against Inter Milan. So out of those 8 games, which one do you think is not as straightforward as people think? And also, which team will you be picking 4 players from? So with that said, let's go to the draft. So obviously, a couple of things to remember, just like the playoff round. As I said, you're allowed 4 players from any team if you want, a maximum of 4 players. And obviously the budget has also gone up from the league phase to 105 million. That is how it was in the last round as well. So let's take a look at what the team is looking like for the first round. So this is just a quick draft. I haven't even really taken into consideration the days that these games are being played. Literally at the time of recording, as I was clicking record, the fixture schedule has been announced, so we know which teams are playing on Tuesday and Wednesday. But I'd already formed a team, so in terms of the dates and all that, we'll take a look at that next in the team selection video. But just a quick one: the first game will be Club Brugge against Aston Villa, the first kickoff on Tuesday, and then we'll have Real Madrid Atletico, and then we'll have PSV Arsenal, Dortmund Lille, all at the same time on the Tuesday. And then on the Wednesday, Feyenoord against Inter Milan. Bayern Munich against Feyenoord. Inter Milan will be the first fixture, so we'll get to the lineup from Inter Milan. Then Feyenoord, Leverkusen traveling to Bayern, Benfica, Barcelona, PSG, Liverpool. The last games on Wednesday. So with that said, let's take a look at the team. So my goalkeepers had already picked 2 goalkeepers, and it has actually worked out quite well. One of them will be playing on Tuesday. One of them will be playing on the Wednesday, and that is Jan Sommer first up. So you have to have Jan Sommer. I think Inter Milan have been incredible, conceding 2 goals so far the whole Champions League season. One of them was against Man City, and I think the other one was against Leverkusen or something. They just don't concede goals, Inter Milan, and 2 goals in 8 matches is crazy. So definitely you have to have defensive cover from Inter Milan. And I've gone for Jan Sommer. Now, the Tuesday goalkeeper, you have options like David Dry if you don't want any Arsenal defender, if you want a double up from us in terms of defense. Do you prefer the likes of Rudiger? Would you go for a double Dortmund defense? Do you have a little differential on the Tuesday? In terms of the goalkeepers? If you want to double up with Schlotterbeck and a goalkeeper from Dortmund or the Lille goalkeeper. But for now, I've gone for Emi Martinez against Club Brugge. Last time they made an error. I think his defender handled the ball with his hand. He was trying to pass the ball to him, and then they considered to Club Brugge. They considered a penalty in that game, and they lost. But those 2 goalkeepers, I think, are the best, and maybe you can go for Raya instead of Martinez on the Tuesday. But for Jan Sommer, I think it's a must-have. And then the Tuesday one, it's up to you which one you want to go for. Let's move to the defense. So let me check how many people have Sommer. So 10% have Sommer. I'm surprised it's not higher than that, because Inter Milan have just been keeping clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet. But depends on where you are in terms of positions. Do you want to, are you chasing? Are you trying to, keep a lead? Whichever way, though, there's other people. I've seen other people before in other seasons going for like 3 defenders from one team and another 3 defenders from the other team. So if they keep a clean sheet, both teams, you get 6 clean sheets in total. That is very risky. I don't like that for a couple of reasons. One, I prefer watching every single team, knowing that I have a player or two from those teams. You enjoy the game more. And number two, if that team concedes, you lose everything, and you have to sub them all out unless they get attacking returns. So depending, some other people will do that, but I think it's not a bad idea to double up or even triple up on Inter Milan. I think they're very, very good defensively, as you've said. Now, maybe for the first leg, you can go for 2. And then the second leg, maybe depending on how the first leg goes, you can go for a third defender from Inter Milan. But remember, this is just a first draft, and I've gone for both Dumfries and De Vrij from Inter Milan. Now, there's other options I have, like you can double up on Arsenal's defense instead. You can go for a double up on Leverkusen's defense instead, but they're playing Bayern Munich away from home, so that is not easy. Could you go for a Bayern Munich defender instead? There's, again, just like the last round, as I said, I don't expect too many clean sheets. Like I can easily see both Madrid teams scoring in that game. I can easily see, Leverkusen and Bayern Munich both scoring in that game. I can easily see both PSV and Arsenal scoring in that game. PSG, Liverpool as well. All these teams, even Dortmund, Lille, Benfica, Barcelona, last time it was like 5-4 in that match. The only team that you can really look at here and say maybe there's a clean sheet here is maybe Club Brugge, Aston Villa, and maybe Inter Milan against Feyenoord, although they're away from home. So apart from that, there's not too many others that stand out. So I've gone for a triple up there on Inter Milan's defense, and then I've gone for a defender that a lot of people have had all season. That's the defender from Dortmund. Schlotterbeck is currently owned by 19%. He's ball recovery machine, so it's always a good option even if they concede. And then for him, I don't have to talk a lot about him. He's been in a lot of people's teams. You understand why we pick him, those ball recoveries. And then the next defender I've gone for is Grimaldo from Leverkusen. Again, they're playing a tough fixture, but Grimaldo is usually in the team because of attacking returns. Like, he's almost like a winger. You'd expect Bayern Munich to score, but Grimaldo attacking returns and all that you can get for you. But again, depends who you prefer. Do you prefer Grimaldo or Frimpong? Again, that is your own choice. Even Dumfries, do you prefer Bastoni ahead of Dumfries? A lot of people have Hakimi is actually the highest owned defender, 40%. He scored the most points, 74. But I have gone for a different defender. I've gone for William Saliba. Again, I think Arsenal following Inter Milan in terms of the clean sheets. I think there's another team there, but Arsenal is very good in terms of defense in the Champions League, but mostly at home. They've kept 4 clean sheets at home out of the 4 games. So it depends. Would you prefer to wait for the second leg to bring in an Arsenal defender? Or would you just go for it right now? Saliba is also very good at ball recovery. So that is the defense that I've gone for. But again, there's so many other options. You can go for a differential from Aston Villa, from Arsenal if you want to double up. Do you want to double up on a Dortmund instead? Do you want to go for Kim instead of triple up on Inter Milan? All depends on you. Let's now go to the midfield. This is just a quick first draft. Again, you haven't even really looked at the date and all that for other players. The goalkeeper's okay Tuesday and Wednesday, but the rest of the team haven't really considered it. Or take a look at the end. Rafinha direct into the team. He's just been incredible this season. He is playing against Benfica. When he played against Benfica last time, I had him as my captain, and that had me climb rank by like 5,000 places when they played Benfica, because I captained him on that day, and he really helped me. He scored twice. I think one was a lucky one that hit his head. It wasn't even that long ago. Was it like in match day 7 or 8? It wasn't that long ago. It was like in January or something. So they're playing again. So Rafinha right there. I have also gone with Vats. He's been so good so far. They will play the first leg away from home. So again, that is something to consider if you want to bring the likes of Vats and Grimaldo back to the team for the second leg. I have gone for Salah as well. Personally, I haven't even had Salah in my team this whole season. I think maybe apart from the Limitless chip. Or did I even have him then? I don't think I've had him, but we all know Salah in terms of the Premier League FPL is a must own. Even here, PSG away from home is not going to be easy, but you don't expect a 0-0. You expect like a 2-2 or 3-2, even if PSG are going to win. So Salah is probably going to be on the score sheet. I have doubled up on Barcelona, although he hasn't been great so far this season in the Champions League fantasy in terms of, it's a good watch, but in terms of points return, he hasn't been the greatest. Like there's like 2 weeks where I had him for like 5 match days, and there's like 3 where he really disappointed. And he was very good in those games that he didn't just get the attack, he just didn't get the attacking returns. But Lamine Yamal and Rafinha double up there, playing the first game away from home to Benfica. If it's another 5-4, let's hope both of them are on the score sheet. And then for now, I've just gone for Bakol against Liverpool at home. Worked for me last time. I don't think it's a bad pick. 51 points so far in the Champions League fantasy, so I don't think it's a bad pick at all. So that is the midfield: Rafinha, Vart, Salah, Yamal, and Bakola in midfield. And then Dumfries, De Vrij, Schlotterbeck, Grimaldo, and Saliba in defense. Again, there's other players like Coach. If you want to pay from Benfica, you can go for Dembele. But again, money is something to consider. So as we'll see with the forward line, let's first go to the forward line, and then we'll talk about the money. So first, I've put Vinicius, but Vinicius and Mbappe is just, it's literally a 50-50 toss of a coin, and it hasn't worked for me so far this season. Vinicius and Mbappe, I think 3 times literally there's a time I've gone for Mbappe. Like this last round, I went for Vinicius. Mbappe scored a hat-trick. That was a killer. The previous round, I didn't have Vinicius. He scored and assisted against Man City in the first leg. And then there's another time where I had, I think, Mbappe, and Vinicius is the one who scored twice. So it hasn't worked. But would you want to go for both of them against Atletico Madrid, or do you think one of them is enough? Again, another thing, I think I think I saw Fabrizio saying Bellingham will be suspended for the first leg. But this is going to probably be a feisty fixture. So you could expect a few yellow cards there and red cards. I've also gone for Guirassy, who's going to cost you 8.2 million. And as you can see, if we go with that with one player remaining, there's going to be 8.1 million remaining in the bank. So the last player I've gone for, you can go for differential like Pavlidis. Now with 8.1 million, we can't afford Kane, can't afford Mbappe, can't afford Lewandowski, can't afford Griezmann. Even Alvarez is out of touch there, even Lautaro Martinez. So I have gone for Jonathan David there against Dortmund. Dortmund's defense is not that great. So if I was predict this fixture, I'd say something like 2-2. 0.9 million left in the bank. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of, again, just a fast draft. As you can see, there's a lot of players there that are missing. Lewandowski is a good example. But if you want to afford Lewandowski, you either take out Vinicius for Lewandowski, or you upgrade Guirassy, Jonathan David to a Lewandowski. But that will mean you'll have to downgrade one of those midfielders, either Salah or Havertz or Yamal, to a 5 million midfield, and then you'll have to get like a 4.5 million either goalkeeper or defender. Same applies to someone like Mbappe. Just you'll need like an extra 3 million to get Mbappe into the team. Griezmann, you'll need like an extra 2 million to get him into the team, or 1.2 million there. Not easy. So you'd have to like downgrade someone like a Salah. Now, let me see. Since I had not looked at the fixtures and the dates, let's see who will be playing on which date. So on the Tuesday, Club Brugge, Aston Villa, Real Madrid, Atletico, PSV, Arsenal, Dortmund, Lille. So in this team, we have one Dortmund player, Lille, that's 2. Vinicius also playing on the Tuesday. Who else? Not Salah, not Yamal, not Bakola. So far, you only have 3 players playing on that day. And then, Dumfries and De Vrij also on the Wednesday, Schlotterbeck on the Tuesday, that's 4. Grimaldo on the Wednesday, Saliba on the Tuesday, that's 5, and then Martinez on the Tuesday, that's 6. So in this team, you only have 6 players playing on the Tuesday. So if you usually want to balance, have like 8 and 7, you'd have to take out a couple of the players from the Wednesday to bring in Tuesday players. So which Tuesday players could you add to the team? I think Dortmund 2 players is enough. Maybe if you wanted the Hemir Gittens, Aston Villa, Watkins is not a bad option. Club Brugge differential, like Michel in defense, not a bad option. If you want more players from Real Madrid like Mbappe, but you'll need to get that money from somewhere. And then if you want an Arsenal player, maybe a Trossard, depending on who is fit by that time. And then maybe another extra defender or something. So not too many other players to pick from on the Tuesday, unfortunately, unless you double up on Arsenal's defense. Because Madrid and Atletico, unless you want an Atletico player, maybe a goalkeeper or a defender or something. But yeah, in this team, there's only 6 players playing on the Tuesday. So we will take a look at that. Let's see any injury news by next week. These games will be played 2 weeks from now, like 12 days from now. So still a lot that can happen. And then here, if you're looking at captaincy picks, you probably captain stuff. Maybe a Real Madrid player against Atletico. That is tough. I think Tuesday is no problem with going with a differential. I can see maybe a Dortmund Guirassy against Lille, maybe an Aston Villa Watkins against Club Brugge. And then on the Wednesday, you're looking at maybe a Barcelona player. Maybe some of you'd captain Salah. I don't think it's an easy fixture against PSG, but it's going to be tough. Let's see what happens between now and then. But that is the first draft. Very interesting. I can't wait to watch the round of 16 and finalize the teams. There's going to be more headaches, obviously, going into the round of 16. There's definitely going to be more headaches in terms of picking the teams. Definitely a lot of players to pick from. And now we can finally pick Rafinha, Lewandowski again, players like Saliba again, players like Vats again, more headaches. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.